What'd you think of what'd you think of the direct?
I thought it was fantastic. From top to bottom, I thought it was a fantastic showing. There was definitely a lot of surprises. It definitely outscored a lot of my expectations, which at the Nintendo Direct stuff, I usually have it like with very low expectations and stuff because I only expect to see like maybe a couple things like hopeful for. But because of being the last year, like pretty much like one of like the twilight years of like Nintendo Switch, I thought like going into year 8 and stuff that they would not have the type of direct that they had with this one.
Yeah.
I mean, they had some major first party games that are coming out. They got like freaking they got like all these crazy like third party stuff. I mean, yeah, we did see some bit of remasters inside here. I mean, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, that was one of them and stuff. We did end up getting like Switch Online stuff, which you thought, Tyler, that that was going to be a predominant thing that was going to be in there. Yeah, the 4 virtual console games and stuff with the oh god, the 2 Game Boy Advance games and like the 2 N64 games
Yeah.
and stuff
Perfect
like
Dark,
that.
Turok, Four Swords, and Zero Mission.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And quite honestly, it's like some of the biggest surprises just came out of nowhere, and just off the cuff. Just like no build up, nothing. I mean, hell, case in point with the Marvel vs. Capcom like arcade collection.
Yeah.
Nobody thought that was gonna be there.
No.
Nobody thought, because quite honestly, when it comes to a lot of the content and stuff and a lot of the fighting game stuff, I mean, I I was definitely not only surprised though, I was freaking out when that got announced because Marvel vs. Capcom was dead. It was literally dead. It was locked behind all sorts of Lego stuff with Marvel directly. Marvel and Capcom working together to get that crossover and stuff, even on the 360 and the PS3 had a lot of leaps and like loops and stuff to go like get into. I was overhearing watching one of the Maximilian Dude's videos upon the matter because he was involved in inside communications between Marvel and Capcom with those releases that were on there and stuff. But the fact remains is there are some people that don't understand the severity of that announcement in general, which honestly this one ended up being my best, like my most favorite thing about this direct. Not only was Nintendo able to like get a big announcement inside here that just made universally almost everybody happy, but they ended up getting one of the most unlikeliest of things that was a genuine surprise to the
Yeah.
vast majority of not just like say common every people and stuff, but also for fighting game fans because this is stuff that literally fighting game fans have been fighting over, like fighting for the over the past not just few years, some of us are like over a decade. It's because Marvel vs. Capcom, that series is very much important. MvC2 especially because that is one of the greatest fighting games of all time that was not available for purchase after like say 2014 because you didn't have any legitimate way of playing that game or any of the other MvC or even the first MvC or even like the ones before that without going on to things like Fightcade in order just to emulate a whole bunch of different stuff and do a lot of things with Parsec and all this other stuff. It is just crazy to think that we are getting by the end of this year a collection of all these games, like say X-Men versus Street Fighter, X-Men Children of the Atom, the Punisher arcade game, like Marvel Superheroes versus X-Men, like MvC One, MvC Two, all in a $50 bundle with rollback net code. I mean, granted, yeah, there's no release on the Xbox like platform and stuff like that, but I'll be perfectly honest, man. You got the PC, you got the PS4, you got the Switch and stuff. It seems like most gamers have multiple systems anyway. I mean, I'm just happy to get this game bundle out and actually announced and stuff like that, dude, because long story short and stuff, I got a lot of history with this game series as well. MvC2 that is one of my most favorite fighting games of all time. And so when this thing gets announced, I was absolutely freaking out. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it so bad that even after that, what, that 2 minute trailer or something like that for the announcement that was over, and they go into Mario Party, I'm like thinking to myself, fuck Mario Party, give me
Yeah.
the fuck over and do that
Well,
shit.
fuck Mario Party in general, but yeah, especially in that circumstance.
I'm, and quite honestly, no offense to anybody that's listening and or watching and loves Mario Party. I mean, I don't hate the franchise. It's just when I see possibly one of the greatest moments in fighting game history happen before my eyes with a revival of Marvel vs. Capcom, and then all of a sudden anything after it would have met with the same response. It just happened to be a Mario Party announcement.
You don't have to apologize to Mario Party. They don't deserve any apology. That franchise has destroyed
Oh,
multiple families and friendships over the 25
dude.
years.
But like I was saying, man, I got history playing the Marvel vs. Capcom games. I tracked down that game on PS2 back in the day, like at pawn shops. Like, I kid you not, the mid 2000s, I had Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the PS2, which is considered one of the worst ports of that game. Oh my god. Back around 2009. Back around 2009 when it did release on Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network, I got them both. I got them both. I got so into playing both of those games online, and that's because I love the frantic like nature of the games and stuff like that. 3v3 fighting game. A lot of my favorite characters that I've watched growing up, like say for X-Men and like other Marvel content. Some of my favorite characters I've seen for the Capcom side, like Mega Man and like Street Fighter stuff, like Ryu and Ken and Kuma and all this other stuff. Oh god. And plus to this day, I still have one of the rarest achievements that I've ever gotten on Xbox Live Arcade, and that's by like I think it's what was it? Winning over 100 rank battles or
Jesus.
something like that in MvC 2 for just the Xbox version. But the fact remains is like I went out of my way to literally track down the Dreamcast versions of MvC 1 and 2 this year. And I bought those and I spent over $100 for that damn shit. And I thought that was money well spent because I got those for the Dreamcast. I played through those Dreamcast ports. I enjoyed every fucking moment of it. And then seeing something like this, I am one of many hardcore MVC fans that don't care where you're going to play this game. I just want to freaking play it because that is the stuff that I had to make do with. I still have a 360 and PS3 to play that game online. I still have my PS2 port and stuff like that because even though some frame rates are missing, some animation cells are missing and stuff, that's something that I do enjoy playing. And then now I'm just getting all of these excellent fighting games, not only on like the Nintendo Switch, which I've pre-ordered the copy for the Nintendo Switch. I have it paid off, for God's
Hmm.
sake. I am definitely getting it on PC as well. It's one of those rare games where I'm going to double dip because this is one of my favorite fighting games of all time, alongside Third Strike, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm literally, if you guys watched like Maximilian Dew's reaction to like the MVC announcements, that was me almost to a T because I could not process anything like fast enough. I was literally standing up in my seat with my freaking hands like grasped to my head. I'm like, what? Like what? I was literally screaming and stuff like that. My fucking parents was like in the other room or something like that. Like it was so funny, but they're just looking over. It's like, oh, just Gabe being Gabe. But anyway, but oh god. And then what's funny enough, I had the same reaction as he did after that initially. Things like, wait,
Yeah.
go back. It's a Switch exclusive. It's go back. And it's like, uh, I didn't even care about the next game. But honestly, to me, there were some fantastic games that were announced in this Nintendo Direct. The top one for me is going to be that MVC bundle. And it's so fucking crazy for me to say that because there was a Zelda game announcement that looked awesome. There was Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. We saw the gameplay of that, and that looked amazing. But, oh God, that's just. Oh, and not God, I even forget about the Dragon Quest 3 HD remake. That looks so
Yeah,
crazy.
2D
And the
HD.
and and then the 2D HD stuff and the first two games coming out next year that are going to be remade. This felt like a direct that was aimed towards me.
Yeah.
Even the freaking Miles Edgeworth collection. I love Phoenix Wright, and those are the only collection of games that I've wanted to play because the Phoenix Wright, no, like the Miles Edgeworth, the whole, oh god, that DS game that came out late in in the late before the 3DS was introduced. The Miles Edgeworth game I never had a chance to play. Its sequel was locked behind in Japan and stuff
Yeah.
for like literally over a decade. And now I'm having a chance to play that when it comes out. Oh
Gables
my
is breaking
gosh.
down.
Dude, not just breaking down, dude. Like I told you, I was so happy after that freaking direct. It literally powered me through the entire week, and it felt amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh god! But what were your thoughts initially, Tyler? What are your thoughts on Nintendo
I should have
Direct?
went first because I just feel like I'm gonna be a Debbie Downer here. So like like I should have just went first and like teed you up after that.